Hey all, and welcome back for another batch of HellfireComms Patreon TV comms. Today we're going to be taking a look at episodes 1 and 2 of Witch, and also episode 1 of Little Witch Academia. It's a plethora of witches today, and to that end, these were commissioned by POTK. Just a forewarning, we're going to do episodes 1 and 2 of Witch in this video, and Little Witch Academia in a separate one, because their frame rates are very different, and I don't want there to be, like, any desync and whatnot. So go ahead and load up episode 1 of Witch right now, and we'll count down into that, and when we're done, close the video, we'll talk about stuff while you get episode 2 set up, and then we'll do the same countdown into that. Are you ready, Volk?
I'm ready.
Good, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Is this like our first example of a magical girl anime that we're taking a look at here? I've actually not got the list of what TV comms we've done so far. I don't think Last Man is a magical girl anime.
No, although we did watch Pretty Cure, so that would be a magical girl anime.
Yes, fuck me, like one of the most quintessential magical girl animes. Anyway, this is Witch. It was based on an Italian comic book series of the same name. The show follows 5 girls, Will, Irma, Tarani, Cornelia, and Haylin, who have magical powers, which they use to fulfill their duties as Guardians of the Veil. The names of these 5 characters form the titular acronym, despite the characters not actually being witches. What is the godly point?
I think it's literally just them trying to be clever, and that was the best they could come up with.
Do you have any nostalgia for this series, mate? I know it's got a very, very big fan base and whatnot.
Oh yeah, apparently the fanbase for this is meant to be absolutely huge, but I didn't have any experience with it during its initial run on television. The most experience I had with it is secondhand when my girlfriend was watching it a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
She watched through the entire first and second season, so I was like, anytime I was walking past, she would have it on the telly and be like, okay, well that's a thing I suppose, and just continue about my day. Sometimes I'd watch the odd full episode if I was just sitting in the lounge with her or whatever, but yeah. All my knowledge of this is pretty much secondhand. Around this sort of time, I believe I was watching, I would imagine something like X-Men Evolution or something like that.
Yeah, it's roughly the same time frame. Let's see. It came out in December of 24. I'm going to say that again, because apparently I can't read years right. December 18th, 2004 on ABC Family, and concluded on December 23rd, 2006. So, you know, what's a better Christmas present than having one of your favourite shows end?
Yeah, probably not the best thing, although to be fair, at least it had an end. Well, what I was watching when my girlfriend was watching the whole of this show, I recall it having, a proper conclusion, but whether or not it's a case of it was the end of that story arc and maybe they were hoping for more, but they couldn't get renewed for a 3rd season or something, I don't know. But, I mean, it's better than what most shows get when they meet an end like this.
Well, I mean, you know, it had the standard 52-episode run thing. Season 1 was developed by Andrew Nichols and Daryl Vickers, and funnily enough, if you're sensing a bit of a Gargoyles vibe, that's because Greg Weisman actually worked on Season 2, so 2-season Greg strikes again.
Was that his name in college or something? It's just they call me 2 seasons Greg.
Well, it's the guy can very rarely get a show that goes beyond 2 seasons. You have Gargoyles, we're not going to talk about the Goliath Chronicles, I don't think he was part of that, and it wasn't very good. And you have Spectacular Spider-Man, that's a big one.
Absolutely. Just something I just noticed on the screen here is, they had this huge snake demon thing that lives in the lake. Literally went down to 1 spear. What the hell was that all about? You'd expect more from a giant snake lake guardian, surely.
Look, okay, it was the last one in the shop that day. They had to have it to bring the whole look of the castle together. They weren't expecting a raid.
True that. They weren't expecting someone to, raid their booze stash so they could host a kegger party back at campus.
There you go, there you go. I don't know who the, very handsome man and his scaly friend were, but let's go through some of the characters here, and maybe it will help us. Let's see. Will Vandam, Kelly Stables, is the leader of the Guardians of the Veil and the owner of Kandrakar. I don't know what that is. Will moves to Haverfield with her mother at the beginning of the series. She's the redhead in the intro, so I guess we'll come back to her later. This should be Haylin, who is played by Liza Del Mundo. She is the Guardian of Air, which enables her to control air, and also become invisible in the 2nd season. Her parental grandmother, Yanlin, was the previous Guardian of Air and introduced the new Guardians to their roles. Haylin is of Chinese descent and her parents own the Silver Dragon, a Chinese restaurant where Haylin works part-time. Haylin enjoys art and is a free spirit. Despite her original distaste for dating, spoilers, I'm not going to reveal shipping details here. Not in the first episode of the series, are you mad?
The only ship we care about are the unofficial ones that should never have happened.
Oh no, I've very nearly named a very popular and very uncanon ship, but I don't want to get destroyed and doxed, thank you very much.
Maybe one day I'll accidentally wrangle it out of here in a conversation here.
Well, I'll tell you after we're done here, but yeah, we're starting quite quick, you may have noticed, it was towards the end of the very first episode of Pretty Cure that we, actually met up with the Pretty Cure powers themselves. And here's Will and her mother. And her mother looks exactly like Eliza, so I'm not paranoid, right? There's a lot of, connections to gargoyles here.
Yeah, I'm seeing maybe one or two connections, although I think maybe one or two more would seal the deal. Maybe if there was a gargoyle on the roof of the school or something.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, not Eliza, Elisa Marza. There you go.
Meanwhile, back in... I'm guessing this is an alternate dimension.
Well, it's not very much going to be like the Badlands of America, It's just one big LARP is what it is.
It's like, damn, this LARP event's the tits. That snake was almost real. I had to tell you, it was real.
Oh, no!
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that this is some alternate dimensions as opposed to just another world somewhere out in the vast expanse of the universe.
Oh no, the end of Black Panther is coming for us. We gotta make a jump for it. God, I really enjoyed Black Panther, but the CGI in that movie was shite.
I don't know, in places it was alright. I mean, it wasn't no Doctor Strange, but, it held up from time to time, although I will agree there were some questionable moments in that film.
Yeah, it was mostly Black Panther versus Killmonger and stuff like that, where it stuck out like a sore thumb. I don't know why CGI has gotten worse in Marvel films as years go on, but it's just become a lot more noticeable, I think.
I guess, in the old days when that sort of thing, it was kind of funny, because oh, cool, they use computer graphics for that sort of thing. Nowadays, our eyes are trained a little bit more, and the line between real and fake is a lot more blurred in cinematography these days. It's very easy to spot bad CG nowadays. Alright, let's play Spot the main characters. Can you see them? Well, I don't know. They all have normal coloured hair except for the one in the middle.
Well, that could just be a very light black. Come on, use some magic powers, spice things up. No, we're not ready yet.
Stupid houseplant, grow, damn you, grow!
This is not how pottery works. And pottery is a completely different type of art, Tom. What the hell's wrong with you?
See, domestic abuse can encourage healthy growth of plant life.
Oh, not touching that one.
Oh, hey, it's the Brotherhood.
Yes, okay, Volk, we know you love X-Men Evolution. Fuck me, that is just Blob in the background.
You could also say that it's Junkrat and Roadhog during their teenage years.
Yeah, okay, let's get back to the characters here and ignore Volk's shite. The redhead is Will Vandam, played by Kay Stables. Like I said, she is the leader of the Guardians of the Vale, blah blah blah, moves to Heatherfield with her mother at the beginning of the series. Originally, Will's powers are limited to activating the transformation into Guardian form and sealing portals. However, spoilers, in the second season, Will fully gains her own elemental ability of Quintessence, the fifth element which grants her electrokinetic abilities. In addition, Will is able to communicate with electrical appliances for some reason.
Oh yes, I mean, when you get lonely, who wouldn't want to talk to their toaster?
Oh, Toaster, you're the only one who understands me.
Now, if only you wouldn't burn my toast, then I wouldn't entirely hate you.
Is this the same guy as the snake guy, or are they different guys? It's kind of hard to tell when they're not in their monster forms.
Yeah, I get the feeling he's probably the snake guy.
Yeah.
The other guy who looks like Pissard is probably just your standard, oh yes, I am the evil dude hellbent on taking over the world.
Mate, can you do this transformation sequence outside my throne room, please? I got a good aesthetic going on here.
So you better not hit that roof, otherwise I'm sending you the bill for the contractor.
Jesus. Yeah, just flipping back and forth between their dimensions and whatnot. That's pretty cool.
So now they are aware that things aren't quite as they seem, but One thing I do quite like is that they do have, like, that fully knowledged mentor figure. It's a bit like Uncle when Jackie Chan Adventures was making the rounds.
I fucking love Jackie Chan Adventures. Maybe not the final season, but it still had its moments.
Yeah, I mean, I did quite like it during the second season when Toru kind of turned over to the good guys, so to speak, and he had his own little arc.
My favourite season was actually the fourth one with all the Onimas.
Oh yeah, that was pretty decent, although I'm a little bit more OG. I do like when they had all the talismans, and he had that guy who goes, Heat Beam Eye Blast.
Ah, yes.
Was trying so hard to be an edgelord.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
I can definitely see her and Uncle dating, if they ever met in person.
Really? Because they're both Chinese, Volk? How dare you?
No, I just think they have, like, that weird sagely wisdom thing going on, and I feel like Uncle's comedy relief would rub off on her.
I mean, like, the two series could theoretically fit in the same universe, because it's not like it's magic technology or anything in Jackie Chan Adventures, it's just straight up magic.
It is contemporary fantasy.
So you gotta put on some fancy costumes and use elemental powers, is that okay? But we have homework, Granny! Well, no one ever said your lives would be easy, suck it up.
I feel like this is also a problem that could easily be solved with, like, a good gallon or 200 of weed killer.
Or just a gun.
A gun? Yeah, this is my element. Bang! There we go.
Ah, fire, second only to the gun.
Well, I suppose the flamethrower is the best of both worlds.
Yeah, that's the metal and the fire elements coming together. I mean, you know, you always have the fire, water, wind, and earth, but there are, like, certain series that use different stuff. Like, I know, for example, in the Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog, which was like a Saban, like, Sentai series, but Western, wood was the fifth ranger, so to speak.
Now, one thing I'm curious about, because I don't quite remember how quickly they sort of adapted to their newly found powers in this show, but I know initially it takes a little while, and if I remember correctly, I think it takes them, like, a good couple of episodes until they fully grasp, like, what powers they have and how they can use them.
Okay, so we have, the Guardian of Water here. Irma Lair, played by Candy Marlowe, who's been in so much stuff, I'm not even going to bother reading out her thing. Let's see, she has the power to control water, and in the second season, the power of mind control for some reason. Irma is the comic relief.
That's kind of heavy. How do you go from, like, water manipulation to just flat-out mind control?
I don't know, but the person who just lit the banana on fire is Tarani Cook, played by Callie Troy. She can create and manipulate fire, and in the second season, she has the ability to telepathically communicate with the other Guardians.
Ah, so she just becomes the telephone of the group then.
Basically, the haughty one, the blonde-haired haughty one, is Cornelia Hale, played by Crystal Carley, Guardian of Earth, giving her the ability to control Earth and plants, and in the second season, the power of telekinesis for some reason.
I suppose having plants and being able to levitate all the plant plots all over the place, you'd be a mean employee at the local garden centre.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously we've already spoken about Halen. No, the finger trick is not a Guardian power. Jesus.
Well, to be fair, that might well feel like that's the only thing she has going for her. I could do the party trip. She's like the Aqua of the group.
I do actually kind of like this dynamic, where it's like four main guys and like the one who brings them all together.
Yeah, I suppose it was a bit like that in Captain Planet, where you had, you probably know the guy's name who has the power of heart.
Oh, Marty.
Yeah, he didn't really have much in the way of powers of his own, whereas everybody else had their elements. This is just essentially a gender-bent Captain Planet without the by your powers combined bit thrown in.
Well, the plot demanded it, child.
Yeah, you can see it's right here in the script, you know, page 22, line 3A.
Wait for it. Oh, I thought she was going to say witch. Truly now are we only witch.
Well, to be honest, I think even the characters are aware. It's like, what has this got to do with witches again?
I see you, protagonists.
Actually, there's an interesting thing to note, is that in the actual comics, it's different. They are the Guardians of Kandrakar, I believe.
Huh. It does mention Kandrakar here, like Will is the owner of the heart of Kandrakar, which I'm guessing is the orb thing. We are talking over this after all.
I believe they did make a brief mention of that in the earliest scenes. It's just like, okay, we're dead now. I was expecting the guy in the back to be like the more sagely person, but he seems like one of those weird jock characters. Just like, yeah, dude, this is pretty awesome, yeah?
I was expecting, like, the guy in the brown coat to actually sound older. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit, actually.
Yeah, he does sound like he's half the age he looks.
Well, all the better to ship him with the protags, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so. But where is he going?
The plot. Is the plot over here?
God, I wish the plot wasn't on a goddamn mountain.
With a snake, no less. This guy is played by D. Bradley Baker, just in case you were confused where D. Bradley Baker actually got to.
What did he feature in again?
Pretty much everything.
Ah, fair enough. That narrows it down.
He plays Appa and Momo in Last Airbender, for one thing.
Ah, okay then.
There you go.
You have no idea how long it took me to get up that damn mountain.
Let's see. Boy characters. Oh god, all I'm seeing is like love interests and whatnot here. Jesus.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense considering the show, I suppose. But then again, it doesn't really hurt to like have one or two relationships going on within the show.
Yeah, the main antagonist is Prince Phobos Escanor, originally known as Prince Phobos Portrait, voiced by Mitchell Whitfield. He is the Prince of Meridian, that alter world, who rules his world while searching for his sister, rightful heir to the throne, to absorb her immense magical powers. Although considered an immortal, possibly thousands of years old, he spends most of his time in his castle, granting few audiences. Phobos plans to use Aelion's powers in the heart of Kalandakar to destroy the veil, sealing him within Meridian, and spread his life-absorbing powers to the other worlds.
Well, that ain't on.
Oh, did I miss the Magical Girl transformation sequence? It was the first one of the series!
I didn't miss much. They just basically got cocooned in coloured orbs and then got new clothes. Yep, breaststroke. Really?
Jesus. How is nobody seeing this?
I suppose it's the big city, a lot of things probably go unnoticed. And they're under a bridge that doesn't look like it's been visited by human contact in a good 10-15 years, judging by the rust.
Look, everyone and their mother can see them flying about right now. Look.
Yeah, I mean, that guy right there, now he knows your secret.
Very responsible use of powers over here. Like, it is kind of refreshing to have them like be doofuses at the beginning, because think about it, if you suddenly got powers, would you be super proficient?
No, absolutely not. Although, they have to hope they don't get done in for arson before, like, the plot really starts to happen.
Well, there you go. Just needed the correct magic words.
Wild cactus appeared.
The end. Credits roll. Nice. Alright, the series has got a bit of a comedic bent to it. I like it.
True. I wonder who's the first person that's just going to happen upon this place and say, why is there a cactus here?
Nice.
You know, for the person who seems to be, like, the most excited about that whole ordeal, she probably has, like, the least control of her powers. Because she always ends up, like, 200 feet in the air at the worst possible time.
Oh, come on, don't bring the Snake Man with you. This is irresponsible. It's gonna happen, isn't it, Vol? I'm gonna get a migraine from the events preceding it.
What, you mean you're not excited for the Lizard Man trying to blend into standard human existence and going to high school?
If he has his own Magical Girl transformation sequence, I'm done.
Well, we've already seen his transformation sequence, so we already know that ain't happening.
Having them, like, barely walk away from the crime scene, so to speak, does help to not have to animate other areas for a fight scene that's about to happen, obviously.
Hey, what's school life like? Can you sneak me in?
All I've wanted all my snake life is to be a pure boy in a pure school.
Dude, someone just left a shopping trolley in here. We don't have those at all anywhere around our planet.
Okay, we just have magical bullshit beam powers now.
Don't cross the beams.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Obviously, Will has the power to, like, seal portals with the help of the others and whatnot. Oh, we sealed the cute one in there. You mean the snake? No, I mean the cute one. Yeah, the snake.
Obviously. I mean, look at him.
Wow, that was a bit of a pregnant pause. Whatever. It's okay. It's the next scene now. Stop worrying about it already.
It's like, it's okay. The snake person will come back.
He will. We have, like, 51 more episodes to fill out here, Will. Yeah, corny. You weren't exactly helping in that fight. You summoned a cactus and that was about it.
You're too busy checking out your new boobs. Lord Cedric, yes. He was an old flame.
I see.
We broke out after a disagreement of the politics on, Kandra or whatever the hell it was called.
Meriden, I believe. Lord Cedric, a general of Phobos' army who is a shapeshifter with two forms, one animal and one human. In his human form, the wiki tells me, Cedric is a young and slender Caucasian man with neatly kept blonde hair. In his animal form, he's green-tailed, red-banded snake, with the power to sliver up mountains, shoot energy blasts, rise magical barriers, trap others in impenetrable bubbles, disrupt others' members. Where the hell does the snake part come in?
And why is Pissard projected on the moon?
Oh, Jesus. Well, that was episode 1 of Witch, so while we load up episode 2, what do you think, Volk?
Definitely a lot more faster paced in terms of, like, the introduction of things than I was anticipating. I would say it was almost bordering on maybe too fast,
a little bit,
I don't think it ever got to that point. There was, like, maybe a bit where, maybe you could slow it down a little bit, but I don't think anything was really lost as a result. But the risk was very clearly there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I got you. Animation was decent for the time. Voice acting was pretty good. I need a bit more action, but hey, now that they're getting to grips with their powers and whatnot, we'll see a bit of a new dynamic here. So, episode 2, when you all are ready, in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, let us see what episode 2 has in store for us. Will it be more learning, or will they get used to their powers relatively quickly? This is a question I posed in the earlier part, so it'll be interesting to see how episode 2 follows up.
I could just easily look up, the synopsis of episode 2 and whatnot, but I don't want to cheat.
Yeah, you can't be cheating in one of these. I mean, they pay for the authentic experience.
Oh god, I'm never gonna live down the school live thing. I was only trying to find something to talk about.
Well, at least I was surprised.
God, even the theme song is like early 2000s pop and whatnot.
It really is. I believe the one that I was familiar with was, like, way different. It was a lot more bland than this one here.
Wow, what, did they change it for season 2 or something?
I'm not sure if it was for season 2 or if it was for Europe specifically, because this might well be the US version, which has a different intro, but the intro I remember is certainly vastly different.
I love how episode 1 is, it begins, episode 2, it resumes. So obviously these were, like, meant to be aired together, I suppose.
Episode 3 will be called Continuation of Previous Events.
Yes. Give me a sec. Detransforming. Hold on, almost there.
Wow. That's, a bit gnarly for a deformation.
Yeah, like, why not just stay in one form all the time? It's obvious, like, in this world, your human form doesn't really do anything for you.
Maybe he feels pretty, and occasionally he has to transform back to remind himself just how pretty he is.
Yeah, I understand. I'm in snake form right now. I should really be in human form for doing these commentaries, but it's just, the transformation sequence takes so much budget, and we've only got so much money on Patreon.
And Mr. looks like a 25-year-old, but sounds like a 13-year-old.
It's so jarring.
I know. Like, I'm used to that sort of thing, but in this situation, it's just such a huge contrast.
Oh, no, you hit me slightly hard into a column. That's me, I'm done for today.
Well, if it was made of granite, I could almost understand. I wonder if he's single.
Volk, you have no idea the amount of shipping this series entails. Please don't give people ideas. I don't like her.
Yeah, she does seem like that typical, you know, I am holier than thou, like, schoolgirl.
Well, it's a stereotype that's probably best left in the past, I guess.
Well, they do seem to get along at the very least, even if they do have their minor disagreements every now and then.
Yes, they're a beautiful multicultural group who don't need no man, except multiple men, if this synopsis is anything to go by.
Well, they're thirsty for that young gentleman over there, I can tell you that.
Okay, didn't need the word thirsty when you're dealing with, like, teens and whatnot, mate. Gotta be classy with this sort of thing. How can none of you land a single blow on this guy?
They're the generic rabble. What do you expect? They probably get paid, like, less than minimum wage for this.
It's very generous of you to assume that they're being paid at all, mate.
Well, they might be paid with food or something like that. You never know.
They're allowed to live. Yes, dip him in the cheese! The cheese!
Let's see how you like our fondue set.
Yes, the old key in the bread. He'll never expect it.
Say, no, it's my bread.
Damn you, Gollum. Oh my god, he actually is Gollum.
I could almost imagine this is what Beast Boy would be like if he could transform into a gremlin.
Ugh, he's a gremlin already, isn't he?
True that. Although, in recent DC, he does actually look alright, although I imagine this is like Beast Boy if he allows himself to, like, devolve further and turn into, like, a gremlin.
Interesting. That voice is gonna really annoy me, so it's probably a good idea that we're only doing 2 episodes in this batch.
Well, you never know, we might get requested more. It's just something we'll have to possibly get used to.
Well, I mean, I'm enjoying the series, it's just the dude's voice that I don't think fits.
Well, I think it's the best thing to do is just accept it doesn't fit and try our best to move on.
Yeah, you can only stretch a joke so far, after all.
Alright, well, what kind of sorcery is going on here? It's like, dude, why don't you just get a flat screen television? Then you don't have to exert yourself with magic. It's like, dude, do you have any idea how much these cost in this dimension?
Oh, too much to even bear talking about, honestly. You might want to watch where you're going. You don't have your telekinesis powers yet.
You can tell that we're walking by the fact that we are shaking ever so slightly.
I was gonna say, it's a little bit uncanny. I don't think this episode was meant to be viewed in this resolution.
I'm not sure if it's so much that, but it's probably more this, like, the pilot episode always gets a lot of work put in initially, and then they kind of cut the budget a bit in order to spread it across the rest of the run of the season.
Well, I mean, that's just your typical thing, you know?
Oh no, Dad cooking, whatever will we do?
If only there was a way to spice up the cooking with some elemental powers. No. Irresponsible use of powers.
No, she's gonna go back to her mum and go, is our dad a gargoyle?
Well, I didn't want to have this conversation right now, but yes, essentially.
Yeah, some weird shit happened, I became a gargoyle, and, you know, we had a few drinks.
Okay, Volk, you don't need to impress the people with your encyclopedic knowledge of gargoyles, okay? I'm not jealous that you know it, and I didn't get the chance to say it first.
Hey, I have to impress you somehow.
So what, is there like a special event happening now? What's with the gelbs?
They're probably hoping the guy just appears through the portal again, just like, hey ladies!
Who put her in charge again? She has the magical doohickey that lets us transform.
Why can't one of us just also use the magical doohickey?
Now we have the magical doohickey. No need for will. Episode 3.
We are now itch.
Where the fuck am I is a better question.
Yeah, I was like, that suddenly just went from 1 to 100 in a goddamn nanosecond. It's like, oh wait, she went into some dank alleyway and now she's captured by the enemy. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, this is episode 2 as well, you do well to remember.
I feel like there should have been 5 minutes of just stuff happening in between that moment that we just saw and then the moment prior to it.
It's okay, we don't need education anyway, we're witches now, except not. To overcome the spider's curse, simply quote a Bible verse.
You know, we don't really need Will. We can always invite Bryony over to this. She'd be game for that. It's just like, yeah, nah, I don't think that's gonna work.
Very clever, Volk. I'm grinning. I'm grinning over here.
Success! Alright, my work is done. You can take over the next 15 minutes.
Ah, well, fuck.
I'm only kidding. I wouldn't ditch you like that.
We'll see. One day you'll be pushed to the brink and it's like, no more. Nice framing, by the way. Maybe you could use a bit more guilt in your life. You're too selfish, Cordelia.
You know, our friend has been sucked into another realm. Maybe we should do something? It's like, nah, I don't think it's worth it.
It's not like we're asking you to go in without any backup. You guys have magical powers. Like, one person can throw a cactus, another can fly and crash into them.
Another can literally drown people in an orb of water. You know, just saying, you have the tools necessary.
There was another series that was happening around this time that also used elemental powers. Can you guess what that show is, Volk?
Elemental powers that aired around this time. I got nothing.
Challenge Showdown, my dude.
Oh, yes! Oh, that was a show as well, although the, newer seasons...
No! We don't talk about it, no!
I know. I was so excited when I realized that they were going to give it another go, but then I saw what they turned it into, and I was just like, no. It's that sort of situation where you would have been more comfortable if they just didn't bother.
Like, the main new guy's name is Ping Pong. Fuck that noise.
I know, it's so bad. But then again, Jack Spicer was by far the MVP of that entire show.
You know, he was meant to be the Shaolin Dragon of Metal, you know?
Really?
Yeah, and, like, speaking of elementals, that, kid from New York, I want to say? I think his name was Jermaine, he's the Dragon of Wood. So there you go. Talking about, like, different elements and whatnot. Can you please vacate my face, woman?
Discount importer, I like it.
It's
like, woman, you have been bitching for, like, 20 minutes. Enough.
And now I will use your head as a stepping stone. Ha ha ha! Funny!
Funny joke?
Alright, Yoda, calm it down.
But yeah, I mean, I was kind of expecting Jack Spicer to end up being a Shaolin Dragon of some description eventually, but I don't know, I think I kind of like the direction where they took him in anyway, which is kind of just the bumbling idiot who has his moments of just utter badassery and smugness.
Okay, so the dude in, like, the brown coat is Caleb, and, let's see, home planet Meridian, he is a Queen's Knight, apparently. His birthday is September 1989, just in case you didn't know.
Alright, so that would imply... Well, I don't know what year they're meant to be in here, but... Yeah, I'd say maybe he should have been in his, He looks like he's in his mid-20s.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing he's probably no more than, like, 17, 18, perhaps.
How are we going to get out of this mess without the power to transform? We're basically just chucking random elements at him. Well,
considering the castle looks like it's situated on a giant tree, couldn't Ladyface there in the blonde use her powers to just, like, bring the entire tree down?
Mate, that's like a level 3 magic spell. We're barely level 2 right now.
I don't know. I'd say even level 2 is stretching it at this point. I grow a cactus, and then I throw it at him.
There we go. Come to me, magic cactus! Very dramatic. Nice. In reality, that thing was about to snap already and fall towards her. She just timed it very, very well.
Of course, she lands face first into the castle.
Well, That's karma and humility for you. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing, but you kind of took my reaction out of my mouth.
Nah, I'll put it back in. I thought it was like fucking Klasky Supos are real monsters for a second, though.
It's like, really, do I have to do this again?
Reused animation. I love it.
See, look, he's already bored of it. It's like, this shit again, really?
Well, it makes me hungry when I transform, so it just gives me an excuse to eat again.
Alright, so when do we get to the point where they traverse through this entire castle, and then they realise that their friend is trapped in an inverted castle just above them?
And then meet up with Alucard, and one was like, ladies, sorry, you got an entire other half of a game to go through.
Oh no, that would just open up a whole new can of bullshit if they introduce Alucard to this mess.
Oh, jeez. Well, how are you feeling about Castlevania getting Seasons 2 and 3, mate?
I am very excited. I'm hoping against hope that maybe they look into some of the other Castlevania series. Like, I'm hoping we get to see, like, some animated Richter Belmont. That would be pretty hype.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Transformation sequence, go now! Oh, Jesus!
Yep, they're now vaporized. You know what? I was half expecting him to end up being teleported down there with them. But then I thought, well, that's probably not that big of a deal anyway, since they could just fly out.
Whoops! Sorry, guys. Oh, my God. Yeah, basically. Well, now to leave those guys in the dungeon, because we really only came to rescue you.
And if we rescue that guy, you'll just be all over him the entire time. We won't actually get anywhere.
France and Italy presents The Dark Cauldron. Or is it The Black Cauldron? Sorry. Gotta remove the copyright somewhere, even if it was just a mistake on my part.
Who knows, they might even go a step further and go into the world of the Dark Crystal.
There you go.
It's like, yep, we had the weird ogres, now we gotta deal with the Skeksis.
And I gotta say, there's a lot of smugness coming from these girls, which is actually kind of endearing.
I agree. It's the right kind of smug, the kind that's lovable.
Yeah, I mean, they're dealing with idiot henchmen anyway, so why not be a little bit haughty?
Exactly. And nothing quite builds confidence like acting out like you know exactly what you're doing and you're not just doing all this purely by accident. Like drowning these poor sods rather than just flying in and picking them up.
That's how I get by on a day-to-day basis, I'm not gonna lie. Fake it till you make it. Yeah.
It looks unsanitary, whatever it is.
Hooray! Hooray for not being eaten!
Do, that's him. Yeah, I was about to say that I forgot his name, but then I immediately remembered it was Caleb.
There you go. It's okay, we couldn't name him for the entire first episode until I actually looked it up, because, you know, we're talking over this and they might not use his name every single instance of addressing him.
Exactly. They'll probably come up with, like, all sorts of nicknames for him eventually, I'd imagine.
Shazam! Hang on.
How did she close the gate?
I was going to say, the gate shut first, then the vine entangled them and locked it.
I mean, I'd understand if the vines closed the door and then entangled it, but...
It'll be easier if we don't question it, Rogue.
Maybe it's an earthly metal that is made out of.
Shut up. Jesus. Let me handle this, guys.
It literally just makes mincemeat out of it. It's just like, why aren't these corridors higher? I can barely fit.
Well, you know, we didn't design the castle with your snake form in mind, my liege. Nice.
Yeah, that's what she said.
He's coming! Run! Oh god, I love him so much! So much!
My name's Caleb. I sound like Stephen Gately.
Stop it!
'Cause I want it that way. I didn't want it this way! I changed my mind!
What about your fucking clown shoes? You meant to be a guardian? Act like it. We'll be out of here in 2 to 3 minutes. I'm pretty sure this exact scenario happened in fucking Legend of Korra.
A shame there isn't a 5 minutes until the end of the episode button they can press and just put things into overdrive. But that's a whole different TV show.
We're not leaving without Caleb, and also destroying Castlevania.
It's like, it's okay, there's a guy with a whip who's literally heading right over there, it'll be fine.
God, the crossover of the century, Witch in Castlevania.
It would be pretty hype, probably about as hype as Witch and Jackie Chan having, like, a collaboration effort.
We'll push it, but no one will ever think to actually animate it or make a fanfiction out of it.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's like that the internet is a reliquary for this sort of thing.
Did you just cast a magic spell on me? What word did you just say?
Reliquary.
What the fuck is I can't even say it, it's so magical.
It's another word for, like, a gathering of.
Reliquary. A liquory is a container for relics. Are you saying my ideas are shit in old hat?
No, relics are all powerful and ancient.
Bants. Okay, we can leave now, Caleb's here.
It's just like, hey, where did you come from? You wouldn't believe it, I fell like 500 feet and I didn't even get scratched.
Right, Earth Monster, which one was the power with Earth again? Oh yeah, Cornelia. You can deal with this, Lado.
Like, add another few rocks to his head, that'll do it. So intimidating, just like, oh no, I got water on my face, whatever will I do?
Oh, Jesus, it's mildly nippy.
This man is very poorly built.
He is. Like, God has not been kind to him.
It's just like, this is what I get for only being given one dumbbell.
In another world, I could have been you!
Oh, they're gonna, like, solidify him in mud. Oh, yep, that's definitely what they did.
Right, nice combination use of powers, I gotta say.
It's like, no, wait, take me with you! I hate it here!
Yeah, let's just fucking vamoose.
It's like, look, the gremlin was drawing a line, but that thing, we can't take that with us.
Bye, bitches! Oh god, episode 3, gotta capture that one now.
Like the entire show. Oh, I was gonna say, do the Doctor Strange on him.
Well, this has been eventful, but the budget ran out, so I guess the episode's over now. Oh, they're all friends now, Volk. This is how two-parters work.
Yay, everyone's friends, and now the gremlin gets to scalp his wares in the grand old city.
It's kind of, like, weird, though, because they were friends to begin with. It's not like they were just 5 random people who came together.
I mean, that's kind of neat, how they literally do it in an already established friendship.
Yep, you would. You'd have to.
Yeah, we worked this out at the beginning of the first episode. You are way, way behind.
They said it! They said the thing!
They said the thing.
Sorry, got a bit hyped there. The grandma is actually voiced by Lauren Tom, by the way, who you may know as Amy from Futurama.
Ah, yes, I did recognize it somewhat.
No, you didn't. Don't lie.
No, I couldn't put my finger on. Oh, wait, there's the inverted castle. It wasn't inverted at all.
Well, there you go. Let's close this sucker down, and that was episodes 1 and 2 of which, what did you think, Volk, me dude?
Fast-paced, kinda nutty in places, and I'm still not sure about Caleb, to be honest with you, but that's fine.
Really, it's because we're jealous of Caleb, really, I think. You know, he has the voice we all wish we could have, especially when it comes to, like, drawing, well, recording commentaries or whatnot. Sorry, I was scrolling down Tumblr and read the word drawing and accidentally, like, read it out instead.
Sorry, I have to disagree. He sounds like the side of voice that, like, every 12-year-old wannabe Let's Player playing Minecraft for the 50 billionth time sounds like. I
want to hunt down his VA and, like, commission him to actually do some Minecraft commentary. I think that would be a right laugh, actually. But, yeah, I enjoyed it. I think I'd enjoy it, like, during its original run as well. It's a fairly standard, you know, action fantasy stuff, magical girl sort of series. But I did enjoy it. So, POTK, if you want to see more, hey, by all means, commission some more. But we still have your other half of the commission to do, episode 1 of Little Witch Academia, that will be in a separate video, so come back then. Bye bye.